Welcome to the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative project. This project requires us as a team to devote a significant amount of time and work towards researching the processes of a particular organization. The organization that we have selected to do our research on is the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. The purpose of our project is to identify problems that we aim to help resolve at MUFI for short, and then develop a strong and multifaceted research plan to help resolve the problems that we have identified. A major problem that Michigan Urban Farming Initiative is facing today is their complete lack of social presence. They are in constant need of more hands, more volunteers to increase their efforts and widen their potential impact on the city of Detroit. If we find a way to advertise and market for their company, it will increase the amount of attention on their organization and in return, provide for them the helping hands that they need. So we plan to navigate this problem by multiple methods. First, we want to create a better social media platform, maybe through Instagram, maybe through Facebook. And then next, we want to provide a table for them in the Student Center so that they can come by and promote to our student body at Wayne State. Lastly, we want to create an informational flyer, maybe to hand out to the city of Detroit or the homeless to raise awareness of aid from this organization. Community support is so crucial throughout this entire process. By promoting community involvement at the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative, we are helping to resolve social problems facing Detroit and potentially developing a broader model for redevelopment for other urban communities. So we have 4 members on the team, including myself. To give you some background information, I am a Wayne State University alumni student. I graduated back in 2013 with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology, as well as pre-physical therapy sciences. Currently, I am studying to become an industrial engineer, completely different, I know. I will be working as a team liaison between our project team, as well as the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative, and then as well as providing useful insight and research along the way. We have Claudia, who is our team lead and a biology major, pursuing nursing. We have Danielle, who is a fellow engineering student. And lastly, we have Anika, who is a computer science major and the final member of our team. All team members are working together cohesively as team researchers. So to provide a structure of our presentation, we will have Claudia leading our discussion on past and future work. She will be answering questions such as, is our work progressing as planned or as expected? What results have we produced? What progress do we expect in the next reporting period? And then Danielle will be taking over for her, and he will be continuing the discussion on teamwork. He will provide a project timeline, including expected completion dates, and any issues that have emerged through collaborative work. And then lastly, we'll have Anika, who will provide our presentation conclusion and recommendations. She will answer questions like, how do we stand overall, and what should we do in the future? So now for Claudia with her discussion.
Hi, my name is Claudia Horner, and today I'm going to be going over the progress, the current results, and the future plans of Team 5's project. So first, our work is progressing, but it's going a little slower than we wanted it to. The reason being is that we're working with 2 bigger organizations, and those 2 organizations are the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. They're a little slow to getting back to me. I've emailed them and I've called them and I've gotten a couple of responses, but we really need to sit down more with them and figure out what they're looking for. But they're usually pretty busy on Saturdays. That's when they're harvesting, and that's when they're actually down in Detroit and where we can go and talk to them. So right now we're trying to figure out that and work on that issue of communication. And then next, we've been communicating with the Office of Community Affairs at Wayne State. They're a little slow at responding too, but right now we have opened a channel of communication, and we're trying to find a date that works for all of our team members and also the Office of Community Affairs to sit down with us and figure out what we're really trying to do at Wayne State, so that way they can grant us access to different things and letting us bring the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative onto campus. And then currently with our results, we sent out a survey, and in that survey we asked which organizations that the Wayne State students know about, so that way we can pick one that is really prevalent on campus and try to partner with them to help us in our endeavors for the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. And we've gotten a lot of good responses from our survey so far, which was really surprising. We were scared that this was going to be an issue, but the Wayne State community has been extremely helpful in this regard. And then currently we are working on our flyer design. My teammates and I are collaborating on what we want the flyer to have on it, what kind of information we want to go onto this flyer, and also the cost perspective of these flyers, because we are college students and we can't print a ton of these flyers. So that is what we are currently working on. And then for the future, we are trying to partner with a student organization, like I said when I was explaining the results of our surveys. We want to find a organization that is really prevalent on campus, so that way when this class ends, the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative will still be able to work with Wayne State, and that so that the results of this project will move on and continue to grow at Wayne State. And in order to do that, we need to find an organization that will stay and work with the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. And then in the future, once the communication gets a little better with the Office of Community Affairs and we find that student organization, we plan to start making those reservations and set them in stone for the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. We want to reserve them a table at the Student Center and for Festival at Wayne State, and then also get them a place at the Wayne State Farmers Market. And then our last objective or plan for the future is the social media platforms. So in that survey we sent out, we also asked what social media platform would you most likely use, and so we are compiling all that data and trying to figure out which social media platform that we want to use for the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative that will reach the most people. And so we're using the responses for that survey to pick the platform. I think we're between two right now. We're going through and trying to figure out which one has the best user ability and is the most user friendly, and we think that will work best with the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. And that is all I have for you today, and I'm now going to pass off this presentation to my teammate Daniel.
Thank you for that, Sarah. So my name is Daniel. I'm going to be going over the team schedule and the team opportunities. So as you can see here on the left, we've stuck with the same schedule that we had during our previous proposals. The team is staying on schedule and all the team members are staying on task. We have been able to complete all of our parts on time as we had planned to do, and we're meeting weekly to ensure that we can keep up with that progress. All the team members are working proactively and looking ahead at the schedule to make sure that we're preparing for the next checkpoint or due date. And right now our focus is to work on secondary research and proposals and to plan for Project 5. Our teamwork issues, or opportunities as I like to call them, are mostly dealing with us working long distance. And so long distance collaboration can be a bit difficult at times because we're mainly communicating through group text and email. And sometimes we're waiting on each other's input to complete the next piece of whatever work we are working on. And we all have classes and work schedules, and so sometimes we're not able to get back to each other exactly immediately, but we usually get back by the end of the day. And this can also create some challenges with understanding the minutia of each other's research because we're not working together on a daily basis. And so because of a lot of the individual research that goes on, we don't always have the details that we need to understand the big picture. And so this can just create a little bit of a hurdle for us to integrate all of our parts of the research to know that we're all working on the same big picture. However, we have been able to communicate adequately to overcome all of these issues, and we do feel like we have a really great understanding of each other's research and each other's parts of the project, and we do communicate to work cohesively to make this happen. And this also goes along with the team video creation that we do remotely. And as you can see from our seamless video integration, that this hasn't been so much of a challenge because we've done a great job of communicating to make sure that we can create a great product. Thank you, and I'm going to hand it off to Annika.
Hi everyone, everyone. My name is Anika Tofik. I am a computer science major at Wayne State University, and as my teammates have discussed, this is our progress report for our project. So in terms of overall progress for this project, we have been making good progress. Some issues that we have encountered, though, is finding meeting times is a bit difficult just because it's summer and everyone's schedules might not match up that well. So the main communication that we have been using is iMessage. We do weekly touch bases on the phone as conference calls. Another issue that we've been facing is communication with Moofy, which is a little bit sparse. It's only sparse because it's summer and everyone's busy and they're a nonprofit, so they are hard at work. But it is continuous. We have met with them. We've talked to them on the phone. So we are still in communication with them to discuss our needs, what they need, and basically the project plan. In terms of primary research, we have developed a survey to distribute to the Wayne State population that is basically to define what our volunteers might want from a volunteer to volunteer with Moofy. So stuff like, do they want incentives to volunteer, like free fruits and vegetables? Have they even heard of Moofy? Stuff like that. The next steps that we want to take is, or what we're doing right now, is collaborating on designs for flyers to attract more volunteers. We're going to try to have more keywords, stuff like environmentalist, and stuff that kind of gets a reader's attention so that they are more likely to volunteer. And the expected project completion date for this is July 25th. In terms of next steps for this project, we want to find a student organization to partner with Moofy, and that was one of the questions that we asked on our survey, is that if the Wayne State student who took that survey has heard of any of the student organizations that we listed, such as Detroit Warriors or Detroit Feedback Loop, etc. In that way, we can kind of partner them up together so that they get more of a presence in the Wayne State community. In terms of a presence locally, we want to pair them up with local farmers markets so that they get the word out about free fruits and vegetables. And then in terms of social media, we want to develop a plan to get them a better social media presence, be it more followers, more interactions, more DMs, or anything like that. That way they can get more students to get involved with them. And then after that, we want to outline our findings to Moofy in terms of like a project proposal and a project plan to kind of let them know what we've been doing, what we found, what they need to improve on, and what they might succeed in if they do take our advice. And that's it for our progress report. Thank you so much. Bye.